Hi there, and welcome to the Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez. As I told you, I don't have the budget for the big-time orchestras like the Tonight Show that had ta-da-da-da, you know? And, well, I have to, whole budget there. Welcome to the show. Estamos, pues que it's the Spanglish Show. Really happy to see that the views are increasing. Bárbaro. Keep sharing. I can't tell you how thankful I am. And today, another fantastic guest. Have you been to a movie lately? Well, it doesn't matter. You've been to a movie or two or three in your lifetime. You sit back and go, oh, well, that was easy. No. Shooting a movie, for Pete's sake, takes a director, hundreds of other cast members. But today we zero in on El Señor, director himself, Mr. Levi Lobo. How cool is that? That's right. We're going to talk to Levi Lobo, who is a genuine director. I've never spoken to one up front. So here's my opportunity to ask things like, well, how the hell do you do this? How do you withstand all the competition that the actors, maybe even the troublesome actors who are, you know, one of those prima donnas? Does he meet those? Lots of questions. So don't go away. We're going to come right back and talk with Levi Lobo. That's his real name, dude. It's really cool. Okay, don't go away. We'll be right back. No se vayan.
Mexicana Tortilla Company. Yummy.
Baby, 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 won't you tell me yes? I'm slowly sad. Still rocking.
At Lesman's, we have been doing the music for a long time, going on 70 years. 5413 Lomas, Northeast. Nice folks mean gear. Remember, shop local.
The Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez, a dynamic new video podcast series. Highlighting successful and influential figures, the show dives into topics such as success, music, politics, and art, offering engaging conversations with notable guests.
Well, welcome back. The Spanglish Show. Don't forget, please, thank you, and all of that stuff that we need as many shares as you can give us. You know, click and also, just follow us, because every time we have a new episode like this one today, you'll notice a cling and you'll see a brand new episode that, I have guests that will probably motivate you to do something, and something positive, of course. Today's super guest, in my opinion, is a movie director. Have you ever met a movie director? How many movies have you seen and thought, wow, that was a great movie? Well, you're going to see a great movie called Tío, shot right here in New Mexico, and directed by, mira nomás, el nombre se llama El Señor Levi Lobo. Hello, Levi.
Hello.
Check
How's
him
everybody
out,
doing?
This guy is a local guy, and then he was chosen to be a director of this movie that Stephen Michael Casada is in, and produced by many neat people. I'm just excited that you are willing to come by and say howdy and talk to us. ¿Cómo te va?
I am grateful to be here. It's been a privilege to work on the film, and great to meet you as well. I think that what we made was pretty remarkable for New Mexico in general. So it was a wild experience, and I can't wait to talk about it.
A wild experience, and how? When did you become this? Your drive, to be a director.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Well, I'd say like there was old home videos of me when I was 13, or probably like 8 years old, and my mom had an old little video camera.
Yeah.
And I remember she was filming my sisters, and all I wanted to do was get the camera from her. So the whole time I was trying to grab the camera from her and film them. And so I think that was when I realized I probably should make movies.
That's cool.
But from there, I think it's just been a hungry journey of survival and living in California, being back in New Mexico. One of the earlier projects I kind of dove into or was a part of was Extreme Makeover Home Edition in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I remember that series. Oops.
Hi, ABC, we're the Martinez family from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I'm Pastor Gerald, the dad.
I'm I'm Lisa. I'm the mom.
I'm Allie. I'm 15.
I'm Levi. I'm 13.
I'm Maggie Jean, and I'm 11. I'm Bethany, and I'm 9.
Welcome to Mission Apple.
Good morning, Martinez family! Gerald, Lisa, Allie, Levi, Maggie, and Bethany, come on out here! Hey! Come on out here! Oh my God! Jesus! Hi! How are you? You guys are good!
This is my room.
This is your room.
Yeah.
This isn't a real big room, huh?
No.
And then now I see a snowboard over here, football there. You like sports, huh?
I really like football, and I also like lay parkour a little bit more.
Lay parkour.
Yeah. It's also called free running. It's like you jump on stuff with style and like...
Can you show me?
Sure.
I consider myself a huge sport fan, and lay parkour, it was a sport I had never heard of, and Levi kind of got me started on it. It's moving through an urban area, it's jumping off things with style, with flair. It's part gymnastics, it's part martial arts, so I'm very excited this week to be part of something I don't know anything about and to learn about it, so it's going to be a great week for me.
Oh my gosh. Dang. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. When I walked into my room, I was so amazed with everything in there. There was just like stuff to climb on and bars on the roof that I can swing from, and everywhere there was something to do. And I love the colors in it. It's just like if somebody grabbed my dream room from my mind and just threw it right there. Oh my gosh.
Check it out.
Oh my gosh. Look at this.
This is the best.
This is nice.
Look at that. We're gonna be able to, you and me, spend time in here and do stuff together.
One of my absolute favorite parts of the house is the garage. Because not only can my dad help the community with the tools in it, but he can also bond with me. So from this week, I learned that anything can be done if every single person does their little part in it. Our house was built in a week. That's crazy. I mean, the sky is the limit.
Mr. Levi Lobo has taken the time. He's a busy guy. He's a director, actually. Mira nomás. And it's a privilege to have him take off the time and come over, and maybe somebody out there says, I'd like to be a movie actor, or how do you get into the biz? How do you get into the biz and then eventually lead up to what you're doing?
Yeah, I'd say like the first, some of the best ways to get into the film industry are PAing, production assistant, on set. That'll get you on set and you start learning how things go. I think it depends on where you want to head in the industry. If you're wanting to be an actor, that's a whole nother like train of thought or path of like take acting classes. A lot of people want to act, but they don't know how to get into it. The first thing I would say is go find a good acting teacher in your town, in your city, wherever you're at, and start teaching or start taking acting classes from a good teacher.
Sure.
And then if you want to get into like film directing, that's a long journey of. I think that it's a privilege and it's a responsibility, but it's making sure that you understand every aspect of how the film is made from beginning to end. At least for me, everyone's journey is different, but for me, that's a big part of what it was. So I PA'd when I was young. I ran sound. I did about everything on set, just to get around people making movies. You know, when I was a kid, I watched Zorro, and that was that was like the first film where I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Isn't that cool?
I saw them doing orchestrating these dances and this choreography, and it made me feel seen, and it made me feel like, oh, there's something I could do and be happy doing. So that was kind of the first inspiration that got me wanting to make films, and then it's been like a 20-year journey.
20 years. Oh, it happened overnight, they say. Yeah. Year success overnight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a long journey. And, let's touch base a little bit on our local gems here, the actors in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Somehow it seems like Hollywood overlooks some of our talent here, and they have a different expectation, I guess, of what an actor should look like, where he or she should come from, where she should come. But you know what I'm saying. We don't seem to get up there where we're cast as major. Although an exception is Detective Gomez, by golly, our local Stephen Michael Casado that is in this movie, Major, and we're so proud of him.
Yeah.
How was it to work with Stephen Michael?
Stephen was a dream to work with. It was, for me, working with an actor is a lot like you build a friendship with this person. And so with Stephen, it was early on. I'm directing another film with a few other people from Breaking Bad in it, but one of the guys from that gave me Steven's number and was like, hey, you should reach out to him. Yeah. So I called Steven. I was like, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? And we just started chatting and brainstorming on what we could do in New Mexico. One of the biggest things we started talking about was how do we develop New Mexico as a hub so that we're not, so that there are stars coming from here on a global scale, not just on like a small New Mexico scale, but like how do we build the stars here to represent New Mexico film to the world? And that was a big part of the discussion that Stephen and I had. And so he had this wild idea on a project he was already developing. He needed a director. He just like kind of softly threw it to me. He's like, hey, what if you directed it? Yeah. And I was ready for it. So it's been a long time preparing for it, and it came together, the perfect timing and perfect pieces. But working with Stephen was a pleasure. He's a kind, humble leader, and he's not going to ask anybody to do anything he's not willing to do.
Sure. No, I must be telling you that, what's the word I'm trying to use? Well, we play golf together too, so I must say, he is a gentleman, and always thinking about his shots, the moment, the focus right there, which, as you're supposed to do in golf. And by golly, I've learned just so much just watching him. And he tells a joke or two once in a while out in the links. But he's good. He really is, and I appreciate his company. And I know he's going to do well in this movie.
He really did amazing.
Absolutely.
I would say, like, to talk a little bit about the film, not too much, but it surrounds around his character, Tio, and his experience with his favorite tamale lady being kidnapped and being taken by a specific group of people. And so his attempt to go rescue her, and on that journey he learns a lot of things, but he mostly learns how to reconnect with his daughter, what sacrifice looks like, and I believe he grows at the end of it to tell us a beautiful story. So it's a comedy, it's an action, it's sad, it's happy. I think that we really encompassed a world that can be redone over and over again as Tio, you know. If you've seen his act as Tio, it's an electric character. So it was just pointing the camera in front of him and letting him do his thing.
That's the thing. You know, I was privy, I guess you might say, to be present in one of the segments that was being shot in the warehouse. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a real deal here. And what about that guy that's got this voice that just makes the roof come off when he says action or stand by? Oh my God. It's amazing. He's a star in himself. Oh, he's really cool.
Derek, the AD, is that who
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Derek was a wonderful person.
Roll sound.
Speed. 17.8, take 7. Set.
And action.
This was my first feature film I had the opportunity to direct.
I was going to ask,
So I was lucky enough to have a lot of really experienced people around me to help support that well.
Sure.
And Derek was our AD, was one of the vital parts for that.
Sure.
He has a lot of experience, and just having somebody on set that can help organize all the people is vital, because as a director, my focus is on the shot and trying to make sure that we're shooting for the cut.
Right.
So that was one of the privileges, to have a lot of really talented people around me.
Oh, that is excellent. I mean, you do get it's almost a contagion. When you have such a professional person around you, or several, I mean, you feel terrific. I mean, really, I walked out of there that day just buzzing just to see everybody had a very particular job. But the actors, I mean, they're happy. You know, they weren't that supposed to be there, the present, the moment, you know.
Well, I think that every director can direct a film differently, and my approach is one that's hopefully led with gratitude. First of all, because I had this opportunity to do this film, but second of all, because making a film is a privilege in itself. Telling a story is a privilege in itself. Having the opportunity to do that, and so I think that if you lead with that gratitude, it kind of permeates through everybody, and from all of even the extras. Like I'm so grateful. We had like 75 extras show up.
Wow.
That was absurd. Like New Mexico showed up for us to help us tell this story.
Yeah.
And I can't be grateful enough. So
that is beautiful, and a story that will linger forever because it's very local, very timely. With Tio, it's all to do with ice, más o menos, and all of that stuff going on.
Yeah, so that's kind of the. I'm trying to think of how much I should talk about, but
is there a big? See, we got to keep it. Don't be a spoiler.
No,
is that the deal?
We're looking at like a world right now that is
pretty dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yes,
and a lot of power struggle, and so that's why approaching this film is it's a comedy, but it's also deeply true and honest to things that are happening in the world, people that are being taken advantage of, and so showing like a real dark reality while also trying to navigate comedy through it, I think, is the balance. Basically, Rosa, the tamale lady,
the one that got kidnapped.
Yeah, she's kidnapped by ICE, or what we believe to be ICE.
Yeah.
And so Tio goes on this adventure with his friend Miguel, which they're both like stoners, you know, to try to rescue her. So I liken the film to Cheech and Chong meets One Battle After Another. So it's this like mixing of these two topics. And I think that that's kind of like stylistically what I lean towards is like honest satirical material where you're talking about something real and true, but you're doing it in a way that's echoing the truth in it, but also not making it too serious. So I think we did something special. I really do.
Oh, good deal. I feel that way. That feeling in there was awesome. I mean, you know, I haven't been to many of those closed sets or whatever, but it just felt magical in there. Action.
Well, we had so many artists from the people building the sets, from the producers, from the writers, Tony DeFlores, it just across the board, we had so many talented people putting in blood, sweat, and tears to make this film happen. The last moment in the film, I remember calling action, and tears just started falling from my face because it was a sentimental scene, but it was also this moment of realizing what we accomplished. As a team, as a group of people, I believe we showed New Mexico in a very talented light. Like these are some of the first steps to say like New Mexico can live, breathe, develop, shoot, produce amazing films. So I think that's what excited me the most, and that's why it felt so electric in there, is because everyone was able to show this hopefully high-level talent that will be seen. So,
Levi Lobo we're speaking with, or talking to, or whatever. Any English teachers out there to whom we're speaking? Okay. But no, seriously, we're talking about the beautiful movie that's just been shot here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, et cetera, et cetera. And Levi Lobo, our special guest today, is telling us how it is to be a director, how you see everything, because the world is going to see what he sees. And that's pretty darn special. So take another short break here, and we'll come back, and I want to talk about maybe that scene over at the bank, near the bank or something, where the tamale lady was kidnapped. That was interesting, I'm told. Levi Lobo in a minute. Don't go away.
Mexicana Tortilla Company. Yummy.
And we're back to the Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez. Today's special guest, Levi Lobo. He is a genuine, there he is, a genuine director of a motion picture. And he happens to have been in town. He's a local. We'll explain that a little bit later on. He's a local guy from Tijeras, mind you. Tijeras, New Mexico, up the canyon. And he went off to California, as he told you earlier, but he's back, and he's doing wonderful things with the movie called Tio, okay? Don't get on me, Stephen. Okay. It's Tio, and it is a great movie. The little portion that I saw that was being shot in a warehouse about, ice and all that mess that went on. Well, you're going to hear a little bit more about the movie. Tell us that, first of all, just again, a recap of what this movie is about and the local people that participated and all of that, Tio.
Yeah,
Levi.
definitely. Yeah. The film takes place in present day right now with the tension that's happening between ICE taking people and a lot of family members and people disappearing.
Oh yeah.
So it surrounds around Stephen Quesada as Tio, which is he's a veteran of war who now is coping through smoking weed and living in a music store. And his favorite tamale lady is taken, Rosa, and that was a fascinating scene we shot.
Tell us about that scene, because I heard it got a little...
Yeah, I'll tell you, we were shooting on Lomas, and, for film production, we notified the city, we notified, all the proper people, but you can't control the... bystanders, and when you're shooting in outside during the day, you're just going to have people that are walking around. So we had a scene that took place, and we'll probably put it out as a little teaser at some point, but basically Rosa is, and this isn't a spoiler, it happens really early in the film, but she's taken by what we believe to be as ICE. And we did this in broad daylight, had to shoot it about 5 or 6 times, as you do with film, on Lomas. And while we're shooting, it's right next to this bank, and so we have a car pull up and grab her and pull her into the car. And during this, in the background, some people at the bank started to panic and started to think that this was an actual event,
an actual kidnapping.
Yeah, which was my director brain goes, okay, cool, we're doing it right, because it looks real.
It looks real.
We had to call cut, and then had some of our producers run over and
calm down the people,
notify them that it wasn't. But that was a fun moment for sure while we're sorting out the day.
Sure. Well, Levi, and again, we're talking with Levi Lobo. He was the director to the movie that's just been shot here in New Mexico called Tio, which translates to uncle. I suppose that's it's not Tio is Tio, no? Uncle.
Yeah.
And appropriately so, because it does deal with, as Levi is just explaining, some of the current stuff that's going on, and it's pretty scary. I don't know when you'll see this segment, but hopefully it's not still going on. Let's just vamos a ver. Pero de todas maneras, here we are, and you are doing this job as your very first feature film.
That's correct.
Tell us about that feeling, bro.
Yeah, stepping on a set, it was anxiety at first, realizing that I'm doing what I've been planning or building my whole life to do.
Ooh,
I have this opportunity to step into this identity of what I dreamed about when I was a kid. When I would watch Zorro, or when I would watch, I think one of the early Last of the Mohicans was another, which I shouldn't have been watching as a kid, but these early films that I'm like, wow, cinema, películas are so important to the identity of our people and families in general. But I got this opportunity to step into it, and the first day I just had to just go. It wasn't a thinking thing. I had to go. But one of the most important things as a director and as a visionary on a film is to come prepared. And I think a lot of the times people see a director as somebody who's just telling people what to do on set. And I think that it's so much deeper than that. It starts with your relationships with the people you're working with. It starts with the relationships with the actors, with the producers, with the director of photography, and how you start planning that before you ever step foot on set. And before even that happens, you have to see it in your head. So you take the time to storyboard, you take the time to develop the visual language of what would tell this film well.
Sure.
that was a lot of the pre-production process that took place that no one sees. No one ever notices that. That's why a director can walk onto set and know where and what and how things should go.
Storyboard.
Yeah, definitely. I did a lot of, especially for the more complex scenes where, you know, when I think about filmmaking and directing, it's about perspective and where do you have the perspective be.
Sure.
And so if you can have the perspective grow, more perspectives, it creates a spectacle. And once you have a spectacle, then you can start creating momentum as something big. And so when we shot this, I started thinking about how can I start with one perspective and then move it back to a bigger one, move it back to a farther back one, and then really see like the city as a whole. So
yeah, you get to decide short lens, big lens, wide angle lens, all that kind of stuff that sees that you envision.
Yeah,
and how the scene's going to play out.
How do I do that?
How do you do that? Yeah.
Oh, I cross my fingers and I hope it works. No, I sit in a lot of the time on set. My producers and people would see. I'll stop if I didn't have it already storyboarded or shot listed. I would stop and close my eyes. And I would just sit there
and
envision it and see how I would think it should cut. And so as a director as well, I think it's important for like up and coming filmmakers to shoot for the cut.
Yeah.
So to shoot for the cut, it depends on the film, but always have the camera moving if you feel like it should be moving.
Yeah.
And find the emotion in the scene. So a lot of the times if I didn't have the storyboard, I would make sure that I'm reading through the scene and seeing, okay, what's the important perspective to be seeing in this scene? What's the emotion? If it's supposed to be something where we're not sure what's going on, pull it back further away from the action. You don't need to be right in front of the action. I think that you give the audience questions and then take time to answer them through the visual language and through how you shoot it. A lot of these things are tools that you just learn by watching film, tools that you learn by watching filmmakers, by being on set. And I've been lucky enough in the last 20 years to be on a lot of sets. I worked at a film studio in LA. Like I said, I grew up in Tijeras, and then I had the opportunity, we lived in the war zone, what they called the International District in Albuquerque. But then when I was 20, I worked in California. So I took some time and saw a lot of the studio system at that point and how fast they made films. And I've had amazing mentors, amazing filmmaker mentors that have taken the time to like show me and tell me and teach me how to accomplish shots. So I'm just really grateful for all those that taught me before.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we've got to learn from our seasoned people, no?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the deal. We're talking with Levi Lobo. That's a cool name. I even saw his director's chair. Mark was so gracious to get one made for you. Y te mirabas, pero suavecito, más oficial, y tal y tal. You know
that was that moment. Mark Padilla at Lessman's. He pulls up to set with a chair with my name on it. That was like all of a sudden the reality hit me. I'm going, oh wow, I never imagined that. Like when I got this opportunity to direct, I didn't like. You always think the director's chair, you know,
right.
the privilege to sit in it. But it was like the most humbling experience.
What a beautiful chair
to be honored by these creatives. Yeah, it was handmade, painted chair with my name on it, and
that was called baptism, yo creo, no?
yeah. It was.
You are now an official director. Qué bonito.
What a blessing too to have these New Mexico people that have been doing film, doing the arts for years, surround and say, hey, Levi, like, you can do this, you know, whether it's Stephen Casada or Mark Padilla, all these, like all of these people that have been making stuff in New Mexico and building the culture and building what we call New Mexico Latino film, or whatever we want to say, our identity and how we make films, surrounding this film with me and celebrating. It's just been the most amazing experience. So
that's pretty awesome how you put it. You think this is going to be, you told me before, who isn't optimistic when you're in something like that? Yeah. But it has that feel that it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Before you know it, it's going to be worldwide.
Yeah.
Because people can relate. Yeah. Probably be a big hit in Wisconsin.
I hope so.
Oh my God.
Well, I think that's another thing with storytelling is We looked at the story and we're like, okay, is this an ice film? Is this like what is it? But at the core, it's people trying to survive. At the core, it's families trying to be together. At the core, it's la familia, like, you know. So I think that, like, if you stay with that, any culture, any people can relate to the story.
Yeah.
Because everybody has people they love. Everybody has people they miss. They want to, you know, they want to reconnect with. And so that's another thing. As a director, as a filmmaker, I think it's important for the filmmakers that are coming up and having the opportunities in the future to think about, what do you want the audience leaving feeling, you know? And I think with this, I want them leaving feeling, if they miss somebody, if they miss their family, if they miss their dad, if they miss their mom, to call them and to reconnect, you know, no matter the circumstances. So, yeah, I mean, it makes me, yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And, well, you should be emotional, because what a deal that you're in. And again, we're talking to Levi Lobo, un hombre pero sofisticado, pero no simple también. And I'm glad that he's able to stop by here. We're going to take another short break, and then going to come back to say final words. And maybe somebody might have a question out there like, pues, how did you do it, oye? And he'll kind of capsulize it for you, okay? So you're listening to the Spanglish Show, Nelson Martinez contigo, and I'm really happy that you've been following. So don't go away. Right back. En un momento. Gracias.
If you haven't tried the Breaking Bad burger from La Mexicana Tortilla Company, you're missing out. It's one of the show's favorites, just one of many delicious items on the menu. La Mexicana Tortilla Company, 304 Cole Avenue Southwest, downtown.
Hey, not expensive. I have had this since I was 10 years old, so I thought this would be a good orchestra, you know, for the show. Thank you for bearing or going with me on that one. We're talking to one heck of a director. He made his debut on this latest movie here in New Mexico. You know, a lot of stuff is going on. Maybe it's slowed down at this moment, and I don't know when you'll see this, but at the moment it's a little slow, the movie. Of course, we've got, what is that movie called over in Camel Rock area? I forget now the name of the movie. Oh dear, my wife's going to kill me because it's her favorite movie. Anyway, Is
it Dark Winds?
Yeah, that's it. Sorry. Okay, bárbaro. Dark Winds, being shot up by Camel Rock up in Tesuque area. Wonderful movie, and I'm sure you'll agree, no?
Yeah.
Talking to my friend here that is so on the ball with his movie that he just finished directing, and it's called Tío. And tell me, we want to know, when is this beautiful feature going to be released?
Yes. The feature film Tío, it runs around 1 hour and 30 minutes.
1 hour and 30 minutes? That's about as much as I can sit down with my sciatica. You know what I mean?
Hopefully we keep the action moving enough, you know.
Yeah.
We have amazing music coming from Mark Padilla on it.
Yes.
Starring Stephen Michael Quesada, has Valente Rodriguez from the George Lopez Show.
Oh, yeah,
Blood In, Blood Out. Some really talented actors that I had the privilege to work with. I'm just absolutely like dumbfounded with the community, the volunteers, everybody that showed up.
Sure.
Just mind blown on what we were able to accomplish. The film, we are looking to get a cut done in August. Submitted to the festivals.
August.
Yeah, August of 2026. That's when we're targeting to get the film fully together, submitted to the festivals. We're going to be looking at going to Sundance, looking at going to some of these other opportunities to get this film and this story in front of as many people as possible. From there, it's going to be a question of you know, which distributors want to pick it up, and then potentially a theatrical run, potentially onto this different streaming services. So as of now, it'll be end of year probably when people can watch it. But you can keep up on Stephen Michael Quesada's Instagram. I'm sure he'll update people on the progress of it.
Yeah.
I don't have social media, so you can't follow me, but
you can follow me.
You can follow Nelson.
Well,
yes,
of course.
Yes,
we'll keep you up to date, by golly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm very interested in this movie because, as I said, I do have a very special connection. I'm one of the producers. Say it out loud here, so there won't be any. I forget that word. Translucent, is that the word? Just to be clear. I'm very partial, and that's why one of the reasons. But I feel magic with it because, again, this guy, Stephen Michael Quesada. I mean, he was major star in Breaking Bad as Detective Gomez. And he has, let's step out of that whole movie thing, but he's made some friends with those people. Brian
Cranston.
Cranston, my gosh, he's got so many connections there. And that's how things happen, no? Tienes que tener conexiones. And you make those connections by working together and being, people who get along. The good chemistry.
We were lucky enough that Steven reached out to Bob Odenkirk, Brian Cranston, got feedback on the script, got feedback on his performance. So really, like, from the connections of what he's brought to New Mexico, we did something amazing. And
That's great.
Lucky enough to have, again, those people that have come before us and made these projects supporting and bringing us through this. And you being a part of it as a producer was huge. And so I just can't thank you enough either. Like, you were a huge part of this coming together. You and Mark Padilla and a lot of these New Mexico legends. So.
My pleasure. I'm excited, that's for sure. And I do my best to pass the excitement around because, we got to support our local actors. And we have plenty here, and they're great. No question about it. You don't have to go to Hollywood all the time. They're right here in Nuevo Mexico, la tierra del encanto, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Stick with us here, and we'll get your film like this. Tio, don't forget the name, Tio, with Stephen Michael Casada and others that are talented to the max. Look for it at theaters near you. How's that?
Brilliant.
Bueno, señor, mucho gusto estar contigo. Pleasure to be with you, Mr. Levi Lobo, and his interesting story. I really appreciate that, and we're going to have him back at some point with his next movie. A little bit of encouragement to those of you who are curious about how do you become an actor, how do you become a producer, how do you become a director. We got a director right here in the studio. I'm so happy because, he's got good vibe, and that's what counts in life, meeting people who give you good vibes. Eso es. Bueno, mucho gusto. Thank you again, Senor, for being with us.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you had the time to stop by. Mucha suerte en esta película. Es una película que se llama Tío y va a estar cerca de su teatro muy pronto y le vamos a decir todo, dónde, cuándo y por qué. Okay, thank you. We'll tell you. We'll keep you up to date. I hope that you really follow me so we can keep you up to date on when this movie's coming out, etc., etc. Bueno, muchas gracias, amigo.
Thank you. Yes,
Hasta luego.
Please follow Nelson Martinez and everything he's doing for the film.
I appreciate that. Bueno, hasta luego, y'all.
The Spanglish Show with Nelson Martinez.